Good afternoon, everybody. This is Saturday. I don't know what day it is. I think it's the 25th. I'm pretty sure it is. I've kind of lost track of time with having a few days off for this Thanksgiving vacation. And right now I have my boy, Harvey Walter, here with us. And I'm just loving this little boy. And so I am going to just back out a little bit so you can get it. Okay, I'm going to change him, and while I'm changing him, I'm going to answer the questions of Never Have I Ever. I've had some interesting, hold on. Let's see. Okay, I had to grab a onesie. Sorry about that. I've had some interesting comments about this tag, and the three questions were, and I said it wrong. There's one truth and two lies. So, never have I ever met the astronauts was one. Never have I ever been to the Rose Doll Show, and never have I ever been in jail. Okay, so two of those are truths, and no, two of those are lies, and one of them is truth. I'll get this. I will. Anyway, yeah, and for the most part, I would say everybody picked that the lie was no. Anyway, I think it went something like this. Everybody thought I hadn't been in jail. Okay, so however this works out, I'm going to tell you the answers. Okay, never have I ever met the astronauts. Well, that is a lie, because I have met the astronauts. Back in 1969, July 1969, the United States made their first moon mission landing. And then they came back, and they of course came back, and then they were stationed in Galveston at the NASA in Galveston, where they were put in quarantine for a few days, because they had been on the moon. So all of the NASA employees got the certain ones, and my dad was one of them, because he was the main person on the moon launch for the landing module. He was in charge, the man in charge of the landing module. And my dad, thank goodness, was one of those men that was very precise. He was an engineer. He was in the Air Force for 20-something years, 25 years, and retired as a colonel, and then went to work for NASA. And from there, he looks so cute in his little onesie. Anyway, so right after the moon launch came about, and I went to visit my dad in Galveston. We lived in California, and it was my summer visit to my dad. And we had moved out to Seal Beach, California, and he worked at Downey at that particular NASA headquarters there, which was a lot of the manufacturing. And then in Galveston and in that area is huge NASA. That was a lot of the astronaut training and all that kind of thing. So he was, when they were putting together the moon mission, he went out there and he lived there for a while. My parents had gotten divorced right before that. So I would go out to Texas to see him during the summer. So he didn't want me to come that summer until after the mission had been accomplished because he was just under so much stress, and boy, I don't blame him. Anyways, so, and apparently that mission was supposed to go sooner than July, but my dad did not feel that the landing module was correct. And, you know, every single part of that, I can't even think of what the thing what it's called anymore. Well, the rocket, let's just say, that every single part of that had to be perfect because, you know, those men's lives and all this other kind of thing was all in the balance there. So, anyway, he didn't think that module was as good as it should be, and that so he stalled it until he felt it was perfect, and he was the quality control. And they even had, believe this, they had one of the senators from the Senate Space Committee that was part of this call him up and say, "What's taking you so long?" And he said, I don't care how long it takes. I am not approving this until it's ready to go. And they couldn't hurry him along, and thank goodness. And so anyway, as you know, the moon launch went off just fine. And believe me, they landed on the moon. There's no conspiracy saying that they didn't. They did. And my dad was all a part of that. And when the astronauts got home and were in their quarantine, he took me through there. And, you know, they were just behind a glass shield, and I got to meet the three of them, Neil Armstrong and Sam Shepard, and I can't even remember who the other one was now. But it was fun. It was a lot of fun, and it might not have been Sam Shepard. I've met Sam Shepard, another astronaut, too, but I have Neil Armstrong was the one of them that went to the moon. Anyway, we got to see the moon rocks and all that, and they talked to us, and that was kind of fun. Well, so much for that. Anyway, oh, Harvey, you look cute. I don't know if black's really your color, but you look cute in it. Yeah, you do. Anyway, so yeah, I did. So that was a lie. And the second one, never have I ever been in jail. Well, I'm going to admit that, yes, indeed, I have been in jail. So that was a lie, too. When I was 16 years old, my girlfriend and I, it was Easter vacation, and she was staying with us because her parents went out of town for some reason. My mom was at work, and we were sitting by my pool, and we wanted to go to the beach, which was not very far from us at the time. You know, it was, to go to Seal Beach was, you know, not that far. We could walk it, that'd be a long way, or we could walk up to the center and get the bus and get up there if we wanted to. It didn't matter. But, oh no, Seal Beach, our local beach, was not good enough for us. We wanted to go down to the Laguna, which is a beautiful beach on the coast. And so we got the brainiac idea to hitchhike. Well, I know you all are squirming because I'm telling you, if my daughter's done this, And in those days, a lot of people hitchhiked. You always saw kids on Pacific Coast Highway hitchhiking. And so we had never done this before, so we did. We hitchhiked. And we got pretty far. I can't even remember who was picked us up. I mean, they were nice people. And there was the two of us. And we hitchhiked, and we got to Balboa Island, which is a real swanky place there on the coast, to the entrance of Balboa Island. And we were about ready to hitchhike some more down to Laguna, which was not very far from Balboa. And the policeman came by. And he told us, get in the back of my car. And he was mad. And we got back there. I was scared to death. And he read the riot act to us, all about hitchhiking and all the scary stories, everything. And I mean, he yelled at us from the time that he picked us up till we got to Santa Ana Courthouse or wherever the police station is there. And took us out of the car, and he put us both in a cell, a holding cell. Can you believe that? We were in a cell. And my girlfriend was crying her eyes out, and I was just so, and he called my mom. And he said, you need to come pick up your girls. And they didn't arrest us, but there were at least 3 police officers that came into that room where those holding cells were. And we were behind bars. We couldn't get out. Giving us lectures about hitchhiking. So if we ever thought that was a good idea again, we never did. And thank goodness for that very wise policeman. And as soon as my mom came, he let us out, and we got in the car. And boy, did I get it. I'm telling you, ladies, I will never forget it. And will my girlfriend. And our girlfriend, we're both 63 years old now, so that was a long time ago. And when we talk, we still talk. We still text and talk on the phone. And we still bring that up. And we have the biggest laugh. Because that is just something you don't see anymore. At least I don't ever see hitchhikers. It's a very, very, very rare thing. And at that time, it wasn't so rare, but, still was a huge risk. And so anyway, that's my jail story, ladies. And I can tell you right now, I have never been in jail since then or really broken the law. I'm a very law-abiding citizen, and oh, my poor mother. And she didn't tell my dad. She didn't call and tell him, thank goodness. And she never told my friends' parents when they got back in town what happened, because my girlfriend made a deal with her, no, we will never do that. We will never, ever do that. And that was that. Okay, so the one truth was, never have I ever been to the Rose Doll Show. No, I've been to doll shows, but not these big ones like the ones that's the Down East doll show back east in North Carolina, and I've never been to the Rose Doll Show up in Utah, which is really odd because the Rose Doll Show is in Utah, and I have friends and relatives that live up there that I could go stay with. It's just every time we're ready, like last year we were going, my daughter and I were going. Oh, he looks so cute. But Annabelle surprised us by getting pregnant, and we had the puppies. The puppies were going to go home during that time, so that kind of hampered us, and so we didn't go. And I don't know if I'm going to make it this year either. So we'll just have to wait and see. And we'll put your little white lammy with you. Yeah. But I really would like to go, and I know a lot of you go, and it would be so fun to meet everybody. And so maybe this year I will make it. But that's my answers to my tag. And thank you, everybody, for making comments. Thank you, everybody, for subscribing and liking my channel and everything. And my Instagram sale has gone really well. And there's still some items left for sale, and I'll put my Instagram address there, but I have sold quite a bit, and I have 3 of my babies up on eBay now, and I will leave the links in case you want to go look, but they are at bargain prices, believe me, and they're on auctions. And I have Oliver, which you should be familiar with, and I have Anna Mae for sale, and I have Sophie, if you remember her. She is also for sale, and they're all very nice dolls. There's nothing cheap about them. They were all painted beautifully, but they are for bargain prices. And so if you want to get a doll for your collection, check that you don't want to pay a lot of money for, check these out. And that's about it, ladies, and I'm going to leave you now and get this uploaded. And thank you so much for just being here and being a part of my channel and a part of the community. And you have a very blessed day. Bye now.